Here guys, this is my black Christmas cake, my rum cake, my Guyanese black cake. I glazed it with a little, with some apricot glaze, so that your presentation, for presentation purposes. And we'll cut into it. It's nice and decadent. At the end, and you have to keep it moist, so it would last a very long time, but every like at least once a week you just sprinkle some rum on it, and it would be there nice and decadent and moist for you for a long time. So welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights, and these are the ingredients we are going to put into our ultimate Christmas cake, rum cake. So let me just introduce you to these ingredients. First of all, it all begins with the fruit, with the blended fruit. These fruits were blended and they were curing for at least 6 months. So that's what we're going to use, and we're going to use 4 cups of this grounded fruit, this blended fruit. And we also need 4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. We need 2.5 cups of sugar, brown sugar, and we'll use 4 sticks of butter. 4 sticks of butter. We have here 10 eggs. I'm making a large batch because all my neighbors are waiting. So I intend to get at least about 6 cakes from this batch here, hopefully. So we have 10 eggs here. We have 3 limes that are zested. We have 3 oranges that are zested. And we have here I have clove, ground clove, a teaspoon of ground clove, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, and I have 1 tablespoon of cinnamon spice. Okay, here I have some Wray and Nephew rum. This is totally optional. I'm going to pour maybe about a half of that. I have a half a cup here, just a quarter. Maybe I'll just put a quarter cup of that into the mixture, because you know, if you want the rum into the cake, we'll just add some to it, and that gives it helps to keep it nice and fresh and moist, and also gives it that kick. So here I have baking powder. I have 2 tablespoons of baking powder in there. Angostura bitters. We need Angostura bitters. We just have maybe about I think this is one tablespoon of Angostura bitters. Also, we need molasses. So I have 4 tablespoons of molasses poured in there, and I have here the pure anise extract. This is a really good flavoring agent, and I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons of this pure anise extract. The burnt sugar, or the caramel, I have 2 tablespoons of that, and that's going to go in towards the end and adjust the color depending on how dark you want it. Here I have vanilla, the regular vanilla, and I have a tablespoon of vanilla just waiting to be used. Okay, now I have my pans over there, and I haven't prepped them yet. So but when whilst the sugar and the butter is being blended, and I mean, you know, being mixed, I have enough time to fix my my pans. So I have like 6 pans over there. I'm going to set them all up, and I'm going to use my stand mixer. It's right here. So everything is in this area here, and we're going to just be working and getting it done. First of all, we'll just get the butter and the sugar into the stand mixer and get that going. Here we have a butter and a sugar into the stand mixer. We're going to just bring this down, turn it on. And we're going to just let this go until it's nice and light and fluffy, and that brown sugar is well mixed into the butter and it's nice and light. And the brown sugar takes a while to get incorporated and to melt, to dissolve. So we're going to be doing this for maybe about 15 minutes. I'll be back. Sugar, nice creamed. You're creamed and nice and light. You start adding the eggs. I'm going to add like maybe 3 eggs at a time. Just to cut the wait period. And we're going to start at a slow speed, and we'll mix every time you add eggs. You just have to let it mix for a while and incorporate the eggs into the sugar and the butter. Don't forget to stop every now and again and scrape your sides down. Scrape your sides down so that everything could be mixed evenly. Just make sure there's nothing stuck, no butter and stuff stuck to the side of the mixing bowl. And once our eggs are incorporated, we'll go with the flavoring agents. This is the orange zest. Let's get the orange zest, the lime zest, and let that get incorporated, and then we'll go with the essences. So while that is happening, let's sift our dry ingredients. This is my 4 cups of all-purpose flour. In here, I also put my nutmeg, the clove powder, the baking powder, and the cinnamon. Okay, so we have our dry ingredients already sifted. Let's start to put our flour in, our dry ingredients in. So I stopped and scraped down the sides as usual, and I added the rest of the flour. Now we're going to add the flavor enhancers. That's my vanilla, my anise, my anise. Just a little bit of the teaspoon of Angostura Bitters. And we're going to let that incorporate. And then we're going to come back and add the molasses and the caramel, the burnt sugar, to give it the color. Well, the fruits will have to go in. The fruits have to go in next. So let this get incorporated, and you get the fruits in there and give it a mix. So here we go. Let's get the fruits in. Again, we'll stop and do the sides. Get the sides down. And you see it's looking lovely already. The fruits are in there. It smells wonderful. And since we have it stopped, let's do our let's put the molasses in there. It's going to start to give it that dark color. Get all the molasses in there. Get that incorporated. And then you see what color we have before we put the burnt sugar in to make it darker, depending on how dark you want. So let this go for a minute. We have a nice tan color here. Still. Because sometimes the mixer doesn't get to the bottom, then you find you got some white spots in the bottom there. Okay, let's make sure that everything is cool. Let's put the rest of this in. And we'll see if we need any more. This was 2 tablespoons I had in here. 2 tablespoons of burnt sugar or caramel. And that's it, folks. We'll shut this off and we'll pour it into our pans and start baking. The oven is getting ready at 300. It's going to be 300 for at least the first 30 minutes, and then because we're going to be baking it for like 70 minutes or a little bit, an hour and a quarter, and so for the first 30 minutes or so we're going to have it at a really low temperature, 300, and then we'll raise it to 325 and let it continue baking. So here we go, guys. Here's the final product. Our traditional black cakes, traditional rum cake for Christmas. I'm spraying it with some wine, some port wine here. I sprayed it. I did some Bacardi, some rum on it first. And then I'm spraying it now. This is going to keep it moist and wonderful. So once again, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next clip. Merry Christmas. Here, guys, this is my black Christmas cake, my rum cake, my Guyanese black cake. I glazed it with a little with some apricot glaze, so that your presentation, for presentation purposes, and we'll cut into it. It's nice and decadent. I gave it a nice dose of some rum at the end, and you have to keep it moist. So it would last a very long time, but every like at least once a week, you just sprinkle some rum on it, and it will be there nice and decadent and moist for you for a long time. So here we are, and this all starts from the fruits that I've been soaking for months in some rum and wine, and that is what we combine and make this this decadent dessert for Christmas, your Christmas cake. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Merry Christmas. This is awesome on so many levels. It's fantastic. So just get your fruits prepared. And get your cakes done. Once again, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next clip.